100,000 clients served. We understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
If your home isn't delivering the year-round comfort you expect, call the experts at Bryant. Need service? Call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend. In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley, defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror, number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
Welcome to Bock the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Wednesday, July 14th, 2026, and it's a windy and cold day here in Lincoln, Nebraska, Bock.
Yeah, it is. Not as nice as the other day, unfortunately, but still, good day. It's not too snowy.
Is that Todd Euler? Oh, that's Todd Euler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Window World Wednesday, Todd Euler. You got up there a little.
I snuck in.
Yeah. You snuck in without us hearing you. You pulled one over our heads. How you doing, Todd?
Good. It is chilly. We've had that nice weather, and now it's chilly and windy.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to talk a lot about football today, but first, we're going to go a little basketball, Bach. I watched the game, Bach, and I think what Nebraska men's basketball team is doing is what the people from Nebraska really needed, Bach. After a football season that didn't go well, the volleyball team didn't reach the goal that we thought they would reach. I think it's good for our souls, Bach, when we talk about that. When we talk about the basketball team, because these guys, great win last night. First of all, Bach, this was one of the times I really watched the game until it got out of hand. I was highly impressed with them, Bach, especially the three-headed monster they got with Rank Mass, Pierce Sanford, and Jamarcus Russell. But Jamarcus Lawrence. But the guy for me is Sam.
Yeah,
that guy there is like a little gnat that bothers you when you sleep, and you just swat at him the whole time. Bach. It's like a fly that just don't go away. And for him, I like that. I never watched him play until last night because I really just watched highlights and listened to it on the radio. But watching them, Bach, was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean,
and especially to see the crowd get into the game how they were. You know, this is something to be proud of. This is a moment that you want to go to every game. Congratulations on win 17, Bach, for Nebraska men's basketball.
Yeah, if you did miss it, they won 90-55 over Oregon. Really used a big spurt there at the end of the first half to take a 42-30 lead, and then outscored the Ducks 48-25 in the second half. Really, Price Sanford going off in the first half. Ended up with Braden Frager going off in the second half. Both those guys, 7 3-point field goals, both of them 7 of 11 from beyond the arc last night. The program record is 8. Shout out Gary Cohorn back in the day. He would have loved to play in this era, but that record might be coming down this season. We'll see. They were both very close to it. And then, as you mentioned, I mean, there's a lot. Everybody deserves a shout out and a highlight, right? Sam Hoiberg, 5 steals in the first half, finishes with 6. He's one of the nation's leaders in the assist to turnover ratio. Helped that out again. 5 assists to lead the team. 0 turnovers once again for him. Turnovers a big part of this game. Oregon a little bit sloppy. Nebraska pesky on defense as usual. Oregon 16 turnovers, Nebraska just 6. They had 11 total steals. Again, Hoiberg leading that with 6. The star of the team so far, Rink Mass, only played 17 minutes. Had some foul trouble. 5 points there. Jamarcus Lawrence, who just coming off a career high the last time out, only 5 points in this game. And again, it continues to show you can't just. One of these guys or a couple of these guys can have a little bit of an off night or not quite, stuff up the stat sheet as much as they usually do, and somebody else will be there. That's what makes this team so difficult to play against, so difficult to defend, is there's just so many different options there on the offensive end, which, again, is crazy to say about a Nebraska basketball team, but I think we're all starting to get used to it and where Nebraska is, and that's what it was last night, is more kind of getting used to what is a dominant team look like against a team that in Oregon that's struggling. And there were questions, okay, are they going to kind of have their first half struggles? Are they going to succumb to the pressure, all that sort of stuff at some point, right? You'd expect them to get upset. Was not last night. In fact, the 90-55 win was the largest margin of victory, that being 35 that Nebraska has had against a Big Ten opponent since joining the conference almost a decade and a half ago in the 2011 to 2012 season. So this magical season with, buzzer beaters from Jamarcus Lawrence and triple doubles from 2 of the players out there. Price Sanford's big games here. Add another one. This one, I think, will be remembered mostly for Frager and Price Sanford's 7 threes that they put on. We know Nebraska's really good all the time. The defense showed that last night. But they can be especially tough, obviously, when the 3-pointers are falling. And the Huskers' 3-pointers were definitely falling last night. Finished just under 50%, 17 for 36 from beyond the arc.
Yeah, great game, Bach. When you talk about especially Brandon Frager, man, to come out just to do the things they do, Bach. This team is so exciting to watch. Eula, did you watch it?
Oh, yeah. I haven't missed a game since Creighton.
All right.
What did you think of the game last night? I'm obviously just as excited as everybody else for the big win.
Yeah, I was on a Zoom that was supposed to be done at 8, and it lasted a little bit longer. And so I turned and looked, and we were losing at one point. And then by the time I turned around. We were kind of even, and then just got to watch kind of that 12-point run or get that 12-point lead. I think it was a 14-2 run. It is, you know, and I love all the comments in you know, social media land. Like if we were Duke, we would be ranked number 1 right now with the consensus number 1 seed. I read that somewhere. You know, we beat all the teams we need to beat. You know, we obviously got Michigan coming up. But it's so fun to watch this defense. I don't, you know, we turn people over at a really high rate, and I am not a basketball guru at all. In fact, I can tell you I've watched more Nebraska basketball this year than I have the previous probably 15 years put together. But it's fun, and I think I'm not the only one, right? I'm not the only Husker fan out there that, like Terrell said, we're looking for something to cheer for. And it is kind of soul saving, right? To watch a Husker defense play the way they do, right? If we could only get our football team to play defense the way these guys play defense, I think we'd be, you know, probably undefeated in the Big Ten too, in football. And they just switch on, and they just, if it's the experience, if it, you know, I know Fred's been there for a while and needed to find the right guys, and it just seems like the right mix, and it's truly fun to watch. And, you know, coming down to the buzzer beaters, all that stuff, you know, Michigan State, Wisconsin, Illinois. I mean, all these teams we got. Who's next? I can't remember, but I know we got to go to Minnesota and play in the barn, next Wednesday. And then we got Michigan after that. So these guys, or I think we have 3 games before Michigan, right?
Yeah, so at Northwestern be Saturday, Washington next Wednesday, and then the next Saturday be at Minnesota.
At Minnesota next Saturday. All right, so we could potentially be 20-0. I don't want to look ahead when we play Michigan. That will be like probably the biggest game in college basketball that weekend, or maybe of the year, to be real honest. If Nebraska keeps winning and Michigan, I thought, man, that's gonna be, and then Wisconsin beats them. That's the Big Ten, man. Like, you got to be up every single, like, anybody can beat anybody in the Big Ten in basketball, from what I'm starting to understand, because I just thought Michigan is very, very talented. And for Wisconsin to beat them and knock them off, that was like, okay, they are beatable, right? So it should be a fun little run here. Obviously, we're looking for our first tournament win ever. I did hear, like, our highest rank ever in the tournament was 3. And we still didn't get a win when we were, you know, a number 3 seed. So it's going to be fun. It's going to keep us all interested into this. You know, most of the time we have nothing to talk about because the basketball team's struggling and we just don't talk about it, right? So I think it's awesome for us guys in radio. You know, I talked about it a ton on my show Saturday morning, and it's fun. So, and, you know, Fred's just a good coach, and he's, you know, proven that at Iowa State. And I think we play defense at such a high level that a lot of teams don't know what to do. You know, they really struggle. So it's fun. It's going to be a fun rest of the season to follow these guys and see what they can do.
All right, 17-0. Also about yesterday in men's basketball, number 2 Iowa State falls down from the unbeaten team.
That's
so
right.
Bock, it leaves us 4 undefeated teams left. Who will be the last one standing, Bock? Hopefully it's Nebraska, but you know, Vandy, Miami of Ohio, Arizona, and Nebraska are the only 4 teams left that's undefeated, Bock. Who do you feel like will go down first?
Well, it is incredible, and as we follow, I mean, Miami of Ohio might have maybe the easiest schedule. Obviously, with the teams that they play, they're not even rated in the top 25 despite their undefeated record. Arizona, obviously, I mean, again, when you try to look at these schedules, like we just said, you know, Kansas. I know Kansas is a blue blood name, but they weren't ranked. They beat Iowa State. You know, Michigan lost to Wisconsin, so it doesn't have to be the big time opportunities or the big time teams that are going to knock you down, because anybody can get you, right? Again, on a random night. But you look at Nebraska here, and that's what I'm excited about is I mean, Northwestern and Washington, especially Northwestern's struggling pretty bad. They're 0-5, 8-8 right now, 0-5 in the Big Ten. So Nebraska should win that one in Chicago coming up here on Saturday. And so you look at it down the line, they just have opportunities. The thing is, that Michigan game, I know we're all circling that Michigan game. That Michigan game is the start of a stretch of 4 where they'll play at Michigan, come home to play top 15 Illinois, then at Rutgers, which is, that maybe the weaker of the 4, but then a home game against top 5 Purdue. So there's going to be a stretch of 2 weeks there where Nebraska's playing 3 of the top 15 teams. Might be tough to get through all of that undefeated, unscathed. So I mean, honestly, if you're asking the question, Arizona, I mean, they've got BYU coming up as far as a ranked team, number 11. Yeah, I mean, and they play in the Big 12, but their tougher games aren't until a little bit later in the season, so it kind of sets up pretty well for them. Vanderbilt, if we're kind of looking at their schedule right now, they've got a couple tough games coming up versus Florida, number 19 Florida, Saturday, and then they will have they've got a game tonight, by the way, at Texas, so that could happen there. But Florida, number 19, at number 17, Arkansas as well. But the SEC, I mean, Vanderbilt is kind of the team in the SEC this year. So we'll see. Maybe they can kind of keep that going. I as much and as great as we talk about Nebraska, I don't want the sole focus to be on just being undefeated, because as you know, it is at some point it is just very difficult to go undefeated through a college basketball season. So they might not be my favorite among that group to stay undefeated, but they definitely have put themselves in a position where it's, and I've been saying it kind of as the season goes along, but especially with these recent wins here, this is not a fluke. This is not a team getting hot. You don't win 17 to start the season without a loss, without there being something significant behind it. This is a team that I expect, you got 5 fingers on your hand, have maybe a handful of losses or potentially less entering the Big Ten tournament play. So, Nebraska, they might get popped here once or, a few times here before the end of the season, but this is one of the best teams in the nation. And I think they've proven that.
All right, Bob, let's go to break. And when we come back, we'll have some crazy college football moments or stories. I got to tell you 2 of them here on 93.7 The Ticket, Bock the Blackshirt. What in the world Wednesday with 2-time defending national champion Todd Euler's in the house.
Whoop, whoop.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today. We'll see mainly sunny skies, and it will be breezy and colder. The afternoon high near 33. Tonight we'll see increasing cloud cover and light winds, a low around 20. And tomorrow we'll see partly sunny skies with a light breeze, a little warmer, the high near 45. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Is your furnace ready for the cold winter? Call the pros at Bryant. No matter what make or model, Bryant will perform a thorough heating check, giving you peace of mind, or steps to ensure a warm home throughout the season. Bryant also offers free second opinion heat exchange checks. Before you spend thousands on a new furnace, let Bryant check it free. Anytime you need furnace service or repair, just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing, 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Fast plays, big swings, and momentum that shifts in an instant. On Sunday, January 18th, Love Nebraska takes on Love Atlanta at Baxter Arena in a matchup packed with energy and high-level competition. First serve is set for 5 p.m. with some of the best professional volleyball athletes in the world battling every point. Add in youth volleyball night for the local kids and club teams, and you have a can't-miss night in Omaha. Secure your seats and feel the intensity live at lovbneb.com/tickets. Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
A lot of people in the summertime think, gee, I want to build a new home. By the time they go through the process of sitting down, getting the permits, and getting the home started, the home isn't done until January or February.
Bob Benish of Aspen Builders, and they've built neighborhoods in and around Lincoln for over 25 years.
I think the best time to start designing your new home is the month of January, because get an early start on it. Sit down, the snow's flying, let's sit around the table, let's drop some plans, let's put numbers together, let's get a budget put together, and let's get that thing started so that the home's done in summer or fall before school starts. So now is really the time to be contacting us to get an appointment to get the job done.
Make your dream a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your dream home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Window World Wednesday with two-time national champion Todd Ewing in the house. We are powered
by
Bauer.
Infrastructure.
Bauer.
Underground.
Brett.
Excavating.
All right. Shout out to the Bauer crews out there working hard throughout Lincoln. Now, Todd, we didn't have you on yesterday, but I don't know if you heard the rule about changing from 4 games to 9 games for red shirts.
No, I didn't hear that.
So they want to check. So FBS schools, the lower level schools, conferences, have voted unanimously to adapt the new play 9 games, and then you could from 4 games to 9 games to red shirt. 9 games is a whole year. That basically that's a whole year. I mean, you might as well just say, hey, 5 years of college.
Might as well.
You agree with that? So we agree on one thing right now, Bob. Just let them have 5 years.
Well, pretty much if you're going to go through with it. I mean, I know that not everybody loves that idea. But pretty much takes the whole redshirting thing off the plate. Obviously, coaches are kind of concerned it can kind of get frustrating, or with the current NIL/transfer portal opening, you play 4 games, you might quit on the team to withhold your eligibility and put your name out there in the portal. All sorts of different situations can come up. So the movement toward 5 for 5, I kind of understand. But to your point, the 9 games instead of 4. I mean, that's pretty much the entire year. I mean, that's at least 3/4 of the regular season. And typically, I don't think postseason games have counted a lot, even toward that. So just make it 5 for 5 if that's where we're going. Again, that rule is not official, but the coaches seem to unanimously agree that that's what they'd like to do.
Bueller?
Hey, I don't with the rosters being cut down, probably a good idea to go 5 for 5, right? Like, there's really not too many guys that are going to need that redshirt year at this point with what's going on with the portal. It is what it is. You might as well just go 5 for 5 and call a spade and give those guys the opportunity to at least play if they, and once again, most of these kids that come in that would redshirt, probably aren't playing anyway. So, I know that was the case for me. That was the case for my son. That was the case for my brothers. We all came in. We all redshirted. And had we not redshirted, we weren't going to play anyway. Maybe in some mop-up duty. But, there isn't a lot of mop-up duty in Nebraska football right now. So there is probably in some other programs. But even at that, you watched Indiana just keep pouring it on the other night on Oregon and, never really put too many backups in. And I get it. That was a college semifinal game, and they've worked hard to get there. And, and I think Signetti just wanted to kind of keep sticking it to him a little bit. But I do it 5 for 5. We got 105 kids on the roster. It's going to be pretty tough to play all 105 most games, I would guess. If we even play, I don't know if we play 30 guys in a game, barring no injuries, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, might as well just go 5 for 5 and just be done with it.
Yeah. Well, here's the crazy part, because I don't know, man. It's just they torn college football up so much. Listen to this story right here. This is one of my craziest college stories that I have for the day. I have 2 of them actually for you today. This is about a kid named Silas Moore. He's the top 60 recruit in the class of 2026. He enrolled in college early. Here we go. Here's his timeline right here, Euler. Committed to Utah December 3rd. Signs with Utah December 4th. Enrolls at Utah January 5th for classes. Now he's in the transfer portal January 13th.
That's interesting.
If I had my way, I'd make you stay there for a year.
Well, it's interesting too, because as you read through that timeline, obviously we know what Utah was going on throughout that. Is that they, because you would want to say, and he's probably going to get the granted that, the coaching leaves sort of thing, right? Kyle Whittingham, of course, taking the job with Michigan, and it's looking like he's going to follow him to Michigan. But through that timeline, he already had the decision. And, he could have, if that was going to be the deciding factor, he could have already, we know Nebraska played on, right before the New Year. So kind of weird to enroll. I could have been, doesn't like his first week of classes, whatever it might be, combined with his doubts. But I think the opening with the coach transferring, I think that gives it an opening to do it and do it right away. But coach leaving for Michigan, I meant to say, but again, he signed after the fact that they knew that. So that's kind of strange.
Yeah, that's crazy. Now, Bock, here's another one. This one gets crazier right here. TJ Finley, quarterback, has signed with his 7th school. You want to hear the names of the schools, Bock?
I do.
LSU, Auburn, Texas State, Tulane, Western Kentucky University, and Georgia State. Now, he's signed with Incognito Award.
Okay, yeah.
For his 7th school.
Wow.
I mean, we were talking about Anthony Jones committing to 5 Big Ten schools.
Well,
that's 2 more schools.
If you could go to 7 Big Ten schools in 7 years, that's a record. But this guy went to, two SEC schools. I don't know what Tulane and Texas State are in, or Western Kentucky or Georgia State, but they're Power 4 teams. So,
group of 5 teams.
Group of 5 teams, but no way. Now you got one. You also, Bob.
Yeah, I was surprised this morning to see as I was scrolling through my Twitter. Alante Brown has entered the transfer portal. The same Alante Brown, by the way, that was a junior at Nebraska in 2022. If you remember, he transferred to Michigan State. Then, had the 2020 year when his first year at Nebraska, was able to use that as a COVID year, was a 6th-year graduate senior this past season with the Spartans, but only played in 3 games. An injury cut his season short. So now going after another year, and will be his 3rd school. So he's not one of those guys that's 5 or 7 schools. Will just find his 3rd school. But it is amazing that a junior at Nebraska in 2022 is still playing.
Yeah, that's great.
Best of luck to him. Remember his nickname Cadillac. I don't know if that stuck around when he went to East Lansing, but for Nebraska, I think he tried to pull that off. Didn't seem to work.
He's going to be like 30 years old.
Yeah, pretty close to it.
All right, Bach, on this one, transfer portal update, just numbers, Bach. I'm throwing out numbers right here. Since the opening of transfer portal, 10,576 has entered as of Wednesday. Out of those 10,576, Bach, 6,846 are still active looking for new teams. Bob, there's not 6,000 D1 scholarships out there or spots on a roster.
Yeah, and this happens. This happened, I think last year. It was like something around 68% of the folks that into the transfer portal found new homes. I mean, we talk about it, and even going through Nebraska's list of outgoing players, trying to keep up with everybody's going, but some guys have not quite found a home yet, and you hope for them, obviously, that they do. Now, it is possible, again, you might have kind of tricked yourself or put yourself in a bad position. You might have to transfer down to D2 or NAIA or something like that if there's no interest in you at some point in the transfer portal at the D1 level. So it is, as much as it has helped, and people can argue, whether different ways, if it's helping the sport, helping your team, all that sort of stuff. Certainly there's been a lot of transfer portal quarterbacks that have gone on to have major success in college football. There are plenty of stories of guys that maybe should have just stayed put. Now, the other part of that, though, is too in the transfer portal era and roster management that we're seeing now. Remember, it's not necessarily everybody's choice. You might be strongly encouraged to hit the transfer portal from the coaching staff as well, and so that could probably be a percentage of those guys too. But grass is not always green. In fact, sometimes there is no grass on the other side.
All right, Bock, breaking news. I guess everybody's telling us Oregon quarterback Dante Moore has decided to return for his 26th season here for Oregon.
That is shocking. Again,
well, he didn't. The Jets, Bock. Nobody lasts when you go to the Jets. It shortens your career by 10 years. 10 years. Justin Fields may not play again, Bock.
Well, it is. Obviously, like you said, it's crazy, but to see a guy to pass out again, if this stays the way that it is, this is a major win for college football because you've got an NFL quarterback coming back to college next year. Numbers wise, and he must be in a pretty good spot. Obviously, Oregon would put him in a good spot there as well, but you're not going to be able to compete with top 5 draft pick money. Likely, obviously, Phil Knight might have something else to say. Obviously, this would also factor into Dylan Raiola transferring to Oregon.
He's redshirting.
Might have to sit out for a year.
He's redshirting.
Yeah.
You know what? Here's one thing I want to do. I want to put the whole Dylan Raiola thing to rest. I mean, I just, it gets old and we need to move on. I don't care what he does. I mean, would I watch him? I'll watch Oregon, but not necessarily, watching him. It doesn't make me a Dylan Raiola fan because I watch Oregon. I watch Oregon because I like college football. But, to keep harping on this Dylan Raiola situation, I've been tired of it. It's just like the Trev Alberts thing. It's just time to move on from him.
Well, it can be, but again, he's got a lot of his story left, and it will reflect on Nebraska one way or the other. I mean, I get it. You don't want to talk about it every day, all that sort of stuff. And I do think now things will start to kind of settle down, especially with Dante Moore announcing his return to Oregon. There'll be significantly less focus on that. Does obviously set up more of an opportunity for Dylan Raiola to be, make the return to play in Memorial Stadium in 2027. And as well as allow him to kind of take the Dante Moore path, right, of redshirting, sitting out a year, learning under a veteran quarterback. So very interesting stuff altogether. Again, I'm shocked by this because I get it. There's some teams you might, but again, we've seen in the past. You've been, athletes trying to strong arm some teams saying I won't play for this team, that, and the other thing. I thought that was definitely more of a likely path than anything. Now, the other thing is, maybe Dante Moore just feels like it's not time to enter the league. He's in prime position, obviously, next year to be the top draft pick then at this point, and could maybe kind of take some strides toward that. Obviously, throw an interception right out of the gate against Indiana. One pass does not make you a bad quarterback or anything, but I mean, the more that we kind of look at this and view this as a 2 quarterback class, now it's kind of transitioned to a 1 quarterback class in Mendoza. So going to be very interesting to see how NFL teams react. But again, this is a huge, regardless of all the other factors going into this for Dylan and Oregon, all this stuff, it's a huge win for college football if this remains the case.
Buck, one other thing I'm mad at. How in the world did we let Georgia Tech beat us out for a running? Well, not beat us out. I guess we don't want a running back, Bach, because Justin Hayes is going to Georgia Tech.
Yes, I did see that too. Was surprised by it. I had mentioned all along I thought it would have to be one of the heavy hitters, Georgia Tech. Not necessarily in that case. Obviously, Haynes King gone. Now they've had some really good years. Don't get me wrong, but I expected it to be one of the playoff contenders. Georgia Tech not necessarily in that conversation. So yeah, just every day in the portal you see something different. That certainly drew me off guard. But as far as Nebraska goes, reportedly, again, fans might be screaming from the outside, and analysts might be saying, hey, they need a running back, but they don't seem to be interested. There's not like a name out there or a couple names that they're floating around as far as visits, anything like that. The transfer portal course going to close here in a couple days. I don't think they're going after a running back. They seem to be happy with what they've got in the room.
Well, we'll see. Only time can tell. I don't want this to come back and bite us in the butt when we said that we talked about a portal running back all year long, and now it seems like we're not going to get one. But, I'm not even worried about that yet, Bock. So I'm worried about basketball season. That's the only thing on my mind right now.
That's right.
17-0. I got something to cheer about all year round, from women's volleyball to Nebraska basketball. 93.7 The Ticket. We'll be right back.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
Hog Wild has a delicious way for you to enjoy beef brisket. It's our open-faced hot beef sandwich. We start with our grilled Texas toast. Add a scoop of creamy mashed potatoes. Load them up with some tender Hog Wild beef brisket and top it off with our tasty brown gravy. It's absolutely delicious. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
An emergency can happen any moment. Here's a few seconds to think about where you'd go. At CHI Health, we stand ready to care for any emergency. Our specialists provide expert care when you need it most and believe healing is more powerful when delivered with human kindness. When seconds matter, know CHI Health St. Elizabeth is accredited in stroke care and offers the region's only ER just for kids. Learn more at chihealth.com/St. Elizabeth Emergency.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. The weather in the winter months is cold, windy, and as unpredictable as a tee shot on the 450-yard par 4. With top-of-the-line full-swing simulators and a PGA teaching professional, Back Nine Golf is there to help you improve your game and lower your score. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for members. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Lake Road. Back 9 Golf, your premier indoor golf and events destination. Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
If your home isn't delivering the year-round comfort you expect, call the experts at Bryant. Need service? Call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
At Anderson Ford, we have commission-free guides who are paid to give you a great experience, not make a sale, so you can choose the best vehicle for you. Right now at Anderson Ford, lease a 2025 Ford Escape for $222 per month. Experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 4003618. Lease for $222 per month for 36 months with approved credit. 7,500 miles per year. 5,000 plus first payment due at signing. No security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Plus take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 2226.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock The Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Win the World Wednesday with two-time national champion Todd Euler in the house. Woo-hoo. All right, Bob, go ahead. You got your news. Euler, we're going to do the Euler report when we come back from after the first.
Yeah, of course, the big news here is if you're just joining us, Dante Moore electing to stay in college and returning to Oregon. Of course, that might mean that Dylan Morello might redshirt or at least be the backup there with the Ducks. Very surprising. Again, somewhat unprecedented move that we've seen in college football and in NFL circles. So very interesting stuff there. We'll have to compete with Arch Manning, maybe to be the next pick next year, or maybe somebody else will rise up. We'll have to wait and see. One person that did rise up during their career here at Nebraska, of course, was Ndamukong Suh, one of the best to ever strap it up for the Scarlet and Cream. And he, as it has just been announced, now will be rewarded by making it to the National Football Foundation Hall of Fame for College Football Hall of Fame. So absolutely, congratulations to Ndamukong Suh. It's a big class here. I'll go through some of the names that will be joining him as well. Kajana Carter from Penn State, Aaron Donald, of course, from Pittsburgh, Marvin Harrison from Syracuse, Garrison Hurst of Georgia, Mark Ingram, who has Ndamukong Suh's Heisman Trophy, unfortunately, from Alabama, Olin Kreutz from Washington, James Laurinaitis, Ohio State, Jordan Lynch from Northern Illinois, Herman Moore of Virginia, Terrence Newman of Kansas State, Peter Work of Florida State, Eric Weddle of the University of Utah. Just a few of the names, few more names on there as well. Coaches that will be making it in this time around, Gary Patterson, of TCU, and Chris Peterson of Boise State, and then his stint there at Washington as well. So big news. We knew it was going to happen at some point for Ndamukong Suh, as he's one of the more decorated players in college football history. Now it is official. He will be in the College Football Hall of Fame.
All right. That's a good one right there, Bob. I have right here, Bob. This says the NIL store's top selling programs for December. Men's basketball is number 7. Number 1 is UConn women basketball. Number 2 is Purdue men's basketball. 3 is Illinois men's basketball. Number 5 is Indiana's football. Number 6 is Ohio State football. And number 7, Nebraska men's basketball. Number 8, Nebraska's women's volleyball. So these are the top selling programs in the NIL for December. Don't have no idea what that is, but we have to do more of the research on that part because I seen a couple of jersey prices, but I didn't know they had a NIL store.
Yeah, no, I did not know that either. But that's good news for Nebraska to be well represented in that in one way or the other. We do have a comment in here from Dan here on YouTube. Can we talk about the work of art that is Braden Frager's left-handed dunk? Absolutely. I mean, his dunk is. Was great last night. He's had a pretty good one, posterizing 2 defenders here in the last couple of games. But yeah, watching his rise has been a lot of fun. And there's starting people, I start to hear about jersey sales with his name. I start to hear about NBA kind of interest in his name, certainly, obviously, with his rise as well. Other college teams getting worried about the future of Nebraska basketball roster. Let's just all enjoy the moment for what it is. As we know, very hard to keep any roster the same from year to year in any sport. And then, of course, there'll be a few people departing from that because the eligibility will come up. But just enjoy it for what it is right now. We'll see what the future holds. But definitely an opportunity down the line, I think, to see some more Braden Frager jerseys around Lincoln.
All right, Bach. Brian asks us, I just saw Dante Moore coming back to Oregon. What's your guys' thought on that for Dylan? Sit down. Have a chill up here. I mean, you got enough time to work on the things that you need to work on. I mean, especially for that program, getting your footwork, getting that your footwork down, getting your speed back, getting your body healthy. It's a lot of things he can do in a year. He can work under the scout team, work under the defense, to work on a great passing. Just picking up. It's a great opportunity for him. I hope he does it 100%. The right way, though.
Yeah, we'll see what it means. Obviously, you're kind of interested. This was always somewhat a possibility, but I think, again, most of the betting odds would have been on Dante Moore going pro. But the decision was out there, and he decided to come back. So, I think Dylan had to have an idea when talking with Oregon that was going to be at least a possibility and what was going to happen there. Of course, we know now how important it is to what committed means, the difference between committed and signed. So I don't know if he necessarily signed. That would definitely be something to look at because maybe could have a change of heart at some point there as well. It's just wild to me. Again, it's kind of the Dante Moore path, as we mentioned, where he did the same thing and redshirted a year there at Oregon. So could see Dylan Raiola certainly go through that. It's just crazy, though, because you think of the whole idea of him, I think, coming to Nebraska partially was so that he could play right away, right? As opposed to going to one of those other schools. So I thought that playing time in development and going, kind of going through the fire was something that was important to him. But maybe here, a couple of years in, maybe the injury even factoring into that had to be part of the decision when they chose to go to Oregon to begin with. So very interesting. I know one thing, I want to get both of you guys' thoughts on this because we haven't talked about it yet. Been heavily talked about in general is no thank you letter, no goodbye from Dylan Raiola. Does that offend you guys, or what are kind of your thoughts on that? Because Husker Nation certainly has their own opinions about at the very least no goodbye from Dylan.
Dylan who? Yeah. Dylan Gabriel. He's in the NFL.
Raiola is the.
I don't even know who that is, Bob.
In the past.
Move on.
I don't need a goodbye or a thank you or any of that. I'd seen somebody, hey, I'm coming back. I think it was Marshall post. Like, I don't need any of that. That's all. Come back, do the work. Let's get better. Let's win 8 games next year, and then we can talk. Right? We got a lot of work to do with the schedule we got coming up, and whether somebody said thank you or goodbye or, hey, I'm staying, that don't matter to me. What matters to me what's happening right now in the weight room. We can talk a little bit more about that on the Euler report, but no, I'm not offended. It goes, and don't get me wrong, I think most people do say thank you, and it just goes to show you that he wasn't all in. Like, okay. So it just shows character, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And he could have thanked Husker. Like, we opened him with open arms, sold a lot of 15 jerseys, put up with the Mahomes shenanigans. I never defended the Mahomes shenanigans, but I didn't condemn it either because I am a Patrick Mahomes fan. But we put this guy up on a pedestal, and if he doesn't want to thank us for, and I'm sure he's got some hate. I'm sure our fans hate just as good as they rave about people. So I'm sure he got some hate after saying he was going in the portal. So who knows? It is what it is. Let's concentrate on getting better in the off season here, getting through winter conditioning, getting ready for spring ball. The kids that are committed are the kids that are committed, and that's who we got to play with, and that's what the roster is going to look like. And a couple more days, we should have that all pieced together and know what we're looking at.
All right, 93.7 The Ticket. We'll be right back with the Euler report on here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Change begins with you. Join a weight loss medication study at Solarion and earn cash in the process. If you are 19 to 65 years old with excess weight to lose, you may qualify. Participants could earn up to $22,750 for their time. Study includes 1 2-night stay, 1 3-night stay, and 38 returns. Learn more at helpresearch.com/flamingo or call 866-213-2965. Weight loss not guaranteed.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
At Anderson Ford, we have commission-free guides who are paid to give you a great experience, not make a sale, so you can choose the best vehicle for you. Right now at Anderson Ford, lease a 2025 Ford Escape for $222 per month. Experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 4003618. Lease for $222 per month for 36 months with approved credit. 7,500 miles per year. 5,000 plus first payment due at signing. No security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 2226.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Fast plays, big swings, and momentum that shifts in an instant. On Sunday, January 18th, Love Nebraska takes on Love Atlanta at Baxter Arena in a matchup packed with energy and high-level competition. First serve is set for 5 p.m. with some of the best professional volleyball athletes in the world battling every point. Add in youth volleyball night for the local kids and club teams, and you have a can't-miss night in Omaha. Secure your seats and feel the intensity live at lovbneb.com/tickets.
An emergency can happen any moment. It's a few seconds to think about where you'd go. At CHI Health, we stand ready to care for any emergency. Our specialists provide expert care when you need it most and believe healing is more powerful when delivered with human kindness. When seconds matter, know CHI Health St. Elizabeth is accredited in stroke care and offers the region's only ER just for kids. Learn more at chihealth.com/St. Elizabeth Emergency.
If your home isn't delivering the year-round comfort you expect, call the experts at Bryant. Need service? Call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
A lot of people in the summertime think, gee, I want to build a new home. By the time they go through the process of sitting down, getting the permits, and getting the home started, the home isn't done until January or February.
Bob Benish of Aspen Builders, and they've built neighborhoods in and around Lincoln for over 25 years.
I think the best time to start designing your new home is the month of January, because get an early start on it. Sit down, the snow's flying, let's sit around the table, let's drop some plans, let's put numbers together, let's get a budget put together, and let's get that thing started so that the home's done in summer or fall before school starts. So now is really the time to be contacting us to get an appointment to get the job done.
Make your dream a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your dream home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. The weather in the winter months is cold, windy, and as unpredictable as a tee shot on the 450-yard par 4. With top-of-the-line full-swing simulators and a PGA teaching professional, Back Nine Golf is there to help you improve your game and lower your score. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for members. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Back Nine Golf, your premier indoor golf and events destination.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting lincolnteammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies, and it will be breezy and colder. An afternoon high near 33. Tonight, we'll see increasing cloud cover and light winds, a low around 20. And tomorrow, we'll see partly sunny skies with a light breeze, a little warmer, the high near 45. I'm meteorologist Kyle Pluckett for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley, defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror. Number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
Welcome back to Bock the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Wednesday, Window World Wednesday with two-time national champion Todd Euler in the house. Euler, give us the Euler report.
The Euler report. All right. Well, it's been a crazy week since last Wednesday when I was in. Lots going on. The college football playoff, NFL playoffs, Husker hoops, all that good stuff. And also super busy at Window World with all the good weather. We've been installing a lot of stuff. And we just came out with some new awesome financing options. So obviously, I think everybody follows that. The interest rates have gone down a little bit, not a whole bunch, but so we've got some really good payment options for you. Getting new windows, new doors, new siding, new gutters, new soffit fascia, new roof, right? So, and obviously that brings up the value of your home as well as the efficiency of your home, right? So a lot of you, like, it got cold today. It hasn't been too cold. My heating bill this so far for like November, December has been astronomically low compared to normal. But I got a feeling the cold's coming. We're going to pay for it in Nebraska. And so you'll start feeling those windows leak and that kind of stuff. And then call us out. We do free estimates, and then we'll give you our best deal and we'll give you the payment options, right? And really can fit into any budget. We've got a 12-month 0%. We've got a 3-year 6.99, a 4-year at 8.99, and even a 10-year at 9.99. So very affordable rates, and be able to get your whole house done if you want to. I was out 2 weeks ago and did a 10-year deal with the guys, $141 a month, and he's getting his entire house redone, right? So pretty cool. But yeah, let's talk college football playoffs. Indiana obviously destroys Oregon. That was fun to watch. Indiana just seems to be on another level as anybody else, and it's probably the craziest. It's almost like Nebraska basketball and Indiana football is like the two craziest stories you could even think of in college sports, right? Like the losingest program in college football is now playing for a national championship. Huskers are on that same route as being the only team to not win a tournament game. So we're kind of on the same path, just in different sports. And then, Miami and Ole Miss, that was a great game. I wanted Ole Miss to win because I just don't like Miami. That was one of the better college football playoff games, I think, in college football playoff history, especially in a semifinal. Went right down to the wire, and it was a lot of fun. And then the NFL, obviously my Chiefs didn't make it for the first time in forever. So the NFL just doesn't mean as much to me. I am rooting kind of for the Bears, just because I've got a bunch of good buddies that have been like diehard Bear fans forever, and so I just want to see them maybe get to the Super Bowl. That would be fun to watch. I was rooting for the Lions a couple of years ago when they had an option or potential to go to the Super Bowl. I just, Bears fans have been through it, man. And as a Kansas City Chiefs fan for basically the last 30 years, I've been through it. I've been there, right? The Chiefs were bad for a long time. The Bears have been worse for a long time. And so it's good to see them. I'm not a Bears fan by any means, but since my team's not in it, that's who I'm rooting for. I do like watching the 49ers. I love that they won that game. I'm a Christian McCaffrey fan as a former running back. Just love what that guy can do on the field. He's absolute game changer. You watch what they did last year without him being injured the whole time, and what they do with him. It's just amazing. And then the whole Brock Purdy story is just really cool too. I think, the last pick in the draft, Mr. Irrelevant, and, leading his team to all these playoff wins and stuff, like leading them to the Super Bowl, and you've got college football guys signing for 1 year for more money than that guy made in his entire rookie contract by a lot. That's just the crazy part, I think, of this whole college thing, is there's not some sort of oversight on keeping it somewhat a level playing field, right? I think that goes to, I mean, I think Mark Cuban came out and said, listen, however much you guys need, as long as we're going out and we're getting the best guys we can get, right? For Indiana. And you got Nike at Oregon paying Dylan Raiola to be a backup, evidently, in my opinion. And am I right in this? Like, Dante Moore has 2 years eligibility left, doesn't he? I mean, I think.
Yeah, I can double check. I think he does.
Yeah, I mean, so. I mean, you're paying Dylan evidently, $3 million to redshirt and be a backup or whatever, because he definitely, I don't think is on Dante Moore's level yet. I don't know if he'll ever be at that level as far as being a run threat. I think he can throw it. I have no doubt he can throw the ball. Just don't think he's a run threat whatsoever. So. Crazy week. Obviously, Husker basketball just keeping us on the edge of our seats. I think when they play Indiana Saturday morning, I did my show and watched it. I do the power hour from 10 to 11 Saturday mornings, and the game started right after it. And it was a great game out in Indiana. And once again, just so weird that Indiana's football team's in the playoff and our basketball teams in Indiana beating Indiana basketball, which is just a, crazy thing. It's fun. It's exciting. And, just been a good week and then just working. I'm flying out Friday to Montana for my granddaughter's first birthday party. I will be flying back next Wednesday. So I'm not sure what time my flight is. I might not be on the show next Wednesday. I may be doing it from Montana, but super pumped. I haven't seen her for.
You leaving Bock, man, by herself.
Bock can handle it. I might be. It all depends what time my flight is. I don't even know. I don't even look at my return flight, I guess. Just lots going on in the Euler report. Obviously, winter conditioning started. Trent, is working out. He's sore. He texted me at right. I always wake him up every morning. I make sure he's at he sent me a reel. Yeah. We didn't. I never had early morning workouts. Did you, Terrell? We never had early morning workouts.
Yeah, class.
Yeah, we always had class at 8. I never went to class.
8 o'clock, 9 o'clock class. So we did our workouts in the afternoon.
Yeah, so these guys got early morning workouts, right? And so Trent sent me a reel the other day it was a ex-college athlete saying, I still, 10 years after leaving college, still wake up frantically thinking I'm going to miss early morning workout. And Trent's like, this is for real. He's like, I definitely have PTSD from it. Yeah. And I said, well, I get up and I call him. I make sure he's up every single morning so that he never misses. And I'll tell you what, he's been up and he's been excited so far the first 3 days. So we'll see how that sticks. He has class from 9:30 to 7:30 today. He's pre-med major. He's got 14 credit hours this semester, and it's a heavy load. I think I can't even pronounce the names of the classes he's in because he's way smarter than me. But they're super hard. He's got a big class load this semester, and but he's been up, genuinely excited to be up, excited to go work out, get bigger, faster, stronger. Obviously, still recovering in the left shoulder. Still kind of limited to what he can do, but he can do most of it. So he was pretty pumped, going through one-on-one drills, stuff like that they've been doing, and being able to get it all done. And so he's making progress. He's 4 months out of surgery, so 2 more months should be 100%. So yeah, lots going on in the Euler world. Had my 51st birthday last week, 51. So 50, goodbye. Now I'm closer to 60. Yeah, so yeah, it was a good week. it was really funny because I was watching the Miami Ole Miss game with my granddaughter, who's 2.5 already in Omaha, and the Ole Miss, I wanted Ole Miss to win, and the Ole Miss guy missed an open field tackle on the Miami defender, and I go, "You dumb ass," and my granddaughter just absolutely repeated it right after me, and I'm like, "Oops!" And I covered my mouth, and she covers her mouth, and then I went, "If you would have just tackled him," with my hands like this, and she's like, "Tackle him!" So my 2.5-year-old is now just copying anything I do. So I'm going to have to be a little more careful with my words around her. But what a blessing grandchildren are, guys. It's a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see my little 1-year-old. I haven't seen her in probably 6 months, and she's gotten big. She's almost about walking, and she's got a big old afro. It's pretty sweet. It's a lot of fun. We FaceTime all the time, and she just lights up like when Grandpa gets on there. I had to shave my beard down because it was way too long. She would absolutely
grab it.
She would pull it out if it was that long. So I had to make sure. And I got that from my longtime barber, Kent McCallum at Royal Image and Salon here in Norfolk. He's been cutting. We talked yesterday. He's been cutting my hair since 1985, since I was 10.
My goodness.
Yeah. And I don't have a lot of hair to cut, but he's cutting the beard and he keeps it nice. And so, but yeah, and his son Lane played at Nebraska. He played at Nebraska back in the early 80s. And then been cutting hair ever since. And he's been cutting my hair for 40 years? 40 years. Yeah. Crazy. So that's the Euler report. Looking forward to more NFL stuff this weekend, and then obviously the Monday night college football championship. I think I really want Indiana to lay it to Miami. Don't know if they will. Miami's got a good defense, but I would like to see the Big Ten just absolutely destroy Miami. And then, 3 years, 3 different champions out of the Big Ten. The SEC's just got to go, they got to go away.
they got to accept reality, at least. Yeah.
They got to understand that the Big Ten's where it's at. I think it's the hardest division in college football by far. Week in, week out, you have to be prepared. You have to have depth. And hopefully with the transfer portal, it looks like the O-line's getting some guys in. We'll see. I know Trent really enjoys the new defensive coordinator. He said he brings a completely different energy to the building compared to Butler. And he says that's in a positive way. He feels like, he goes, man, I feel really close with the linebacker guys. He's like, this is the closest I've felt with, a group of guys since he's been there. So I look for that linebacker crew. Obviously going to be in a different defense now where you can play kind of an inside linebacker. Like Trent's more of a inside linebacker type of guy anyway. I mean, so I think that'll be good for him. Hopefully he can hit when spring ball comes, and we'll see. So hopefully he can pad up for spring ball and do that. So
what have you thought of the transfer portal haul so far for Nebraska? You happy with it? Kind of in between, want to wait and see?
I mean, here's the you don't know what you like. I've always said this, Nebraska football in the past, you'd bring in these linemen, you'd redshirt them, they would grow together, freshman, sophomore year, get to play in some mop-up games, get some experience, obviously going against the number 1 guys, and then they'd start their junior, senior year and just dominate, right? That's not happening anymore. You're bringing guys in. So we've got a guy from Alabama at left tackle, guy from LSU at left guard, a guy that's a Nebraska recruit at center, a guy from Iowa State at right guard, and a guy from South Carolina at right tackle. I mean, potentially, right? That's why they were brought in, right? That should be our starting offensive line next year. they've never played a snap with each other except for the Alabama guy and the Nebraska kid. So, there's a lot to say about cohesiveness on an offensive line. Is spring ball, summer conditioning or winter conditioning, spring ball, summer conditioning, and fall ball enough for these guys to bond and become a really good offensive line? I don't know. Obviously quarterback, there's going to be competition in that room. You're looking at three guys that can be the potential starter, right? In TJ Lateef, Daniel Kalen, and the kid from UNLV. Can't say his name. Can't think of it. But so three guys, and then you've got a freshman coming in now from somewhere, right? Who's that? Can't think, from another commit at quarterback. So we went from two guys in the quarterback room to 5 or 6. So should be a good competition in the quarterback room. D-line still looks. We got an edge rusher. We've got some linebackers coming in with some experience. I think that's very needed. That linebacker room's super young. When you look at, you got, Trent and Wacker, who are walk-ons, and then you've got the Jones kid, and then the number 54. I can see him. Bauer kid. We just don't have a lot of experience there. So bringing these guys in, that'll be good. So, but yeah, it'll be good. It'll be what it'll be. You're gonna have to go to bed. There's no other portal after this. So it is what it is, and that's who we're gonna ride and die with. So it'll be interesting.
All right, 93.7, the Ticket, the Eula Report here on Bock the Blackshirt. We'll be right back.
An emergency can happen any moment. Here's a few seconds to think about where you'd go. At CHI Health, we stand ready to care for any emergency. Our specialists provide expert care when you need it most and believe healing is more powerful when delivered with human kindness. When seconds matter, know CHI Health St. Elizabeth is accredited in stroke care and offers the region's only ER just for kids. Learn more at chihealth.com/St. Elizabeth Emergency.
At Anderson Ford, we have commission-free guides who are paid to give you a great experience, not make a sale, so you can choose the best vehicle for you. Right now at Anderson Ford, lease a 2025 Ford Escape for $222 per month. Experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 4003618. Lease for $222 per month for 36 months with approved credit. 7,500 miles per year. 5,000 plus first payment due at signing. No security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Plus take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 2226.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
This is your year to win way more than bragging rights. At Warhorse Casino, your love of the game could earn you serious cash. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with cash prizes all season long, like up to $1,000 weekly, with your chance at $1 million, all while earning tier points and comp points every time you place a sports bet. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, will treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Doren. God bless you.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. The weather in the winter months is cold, windy, and as unpredictable as a tee shot on the 450-yard par 4. With top-of-the-line full-swing simulators and a PGA teaching professional, Back Nine Golf is there to help you improve your game and lower your score. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for members. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Back Nine Golf, your premier indoor golf and events destination.
A membership with John Henry's will fast track you to front of the line service, seasonal tune-ups, and far fewer unexpected moments. That means no breakdowns, no waiting on a call, and no nonsense. It's consistent care that prevents small issues from turning into big bills. Join the Comfort Club and get VIP treatment 365 days a year with 24-hour priority response, member-only discounts, and peace of mind on your home's most expensive systems. Call John Henry's.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and
and electrical.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket immediately after every Nebraska men's basketball game for 1 hour of post-game recap. The Nebraska Basketball Postgame Show is sponsored by Union Bank and Trust, John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical, and the Lincoln Airport on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats. 93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We are on Monday through Friday from 1 to 3. We are powered
by
Bauer,
Infrastructure,
Bauer,
Underground,
Barrett,
Excavating.
Shout out to the Bauer crews out there working hard out through Lincoln and Omaha areas. Buck, a lot of rumbling going around that we hear about Mike Eckler. We don't know the sources or if it's true or anything, but we do have audio from Matt Rule that was played today. Let's listen to this, Bach, and see what's going on in Husker land.
Yeah, very interesting. This is from the Zach Gelb show. Zach was able to sit down with Matt Rule. We were able to get a little bit of the question. This is in response to being asked, about the Mike Eckler rumors.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, that's you know how this time of year is. These things happen. What I can tell you is right in the middle of the season, we offered Mike a huge extent. He's done a great job, a huge extension to make him either first or second highest paid special teams coordinator. But at the end of the day, people pursue people. I know Mike's a Nebraskan. He wanted to come back and be a part of this. But, people have other things, Mike's also been a defensive coordinator. He's also been a part of things. And, obviously we hired Rob to do the defense. Mike's done a great job on special teams. But, if people want to take other jobs, all I can do is put them under contract and offer them extensions and hope that they stay. So I don't know what's happening. I'm kind of learning about a lot of things on social media. And you know me, I'm never going to BS anybody. With that being said, he taught us a great system of special teams. He taught us a great teaching progression. And I've got some guys here, Josh Martin, Nick Humphrey, who, were his right-hand guys. I have a guy, Brett Maher, who kicked in the NFL, who's brilliant. So I hope Mike's back. I loved working with him. If a team pursues him and he decides to leave, I do have the guys in the system in place, though, to just do it from within.
So there you have it. There's Coach Rule talking about Mike Eckler, who's recently, again, the rumors online being reported to have interest from other Big Ten schools, specifically USC. Again, this is a radio station, not just some online platform. So we typically don't speak about rumors unless they're spoken about by credible sources. You can't get more credible than the Nebraska football head coach. So it does open up the possibility to kind of talk about some of those points there. A lot to break down in what was said there. I think people would be intrigued. Obviously, Mike Eckler was the kind of the bright spot as far as bringing on in working with the special teams this past year. Completely turned it around. If you remember 2 years ago, that special teams was a disaster and probably cost Nebraska a few games. And so maybe the reverse this past year. And we talked about that when Kenneth Williams kind of hit the transfer portal, is some of his big kick returns might have been kind of the changing of the tide in some of those games. So very interesting stuff there. Interesting that they did offer him a raise, like you said, to make him one of the top special teams coordinators in the nation. It is interesting to see Nebraska, of course, have done that with their strength and conditioning coach. So, kind of some of those other kind of positions on staff that maybe not as well known as offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, Nebraska trying to be competitive in that. But it's also been talked about, and we saw with Coach Eckler wanting to get out and be a bit of a position coach there in the bowl game. If there's more of an opportunity at another school, maybe to be a position coach, if you're wondering, hey, isn't this a lateral move? What would this do if Nebraska's paying him and all of that? Might be an opportunity if somebody is able to offer him a little bit more. Remember, he was a defensive coordinator at one time at Indiana, so maybe just wanting to kind of work back into that space. So we'll kind of see what happens. But again, there at the end of that clip, you hear if anything does happen, Coach Rule feels like they've got people in place. Josh Martin, the name he threw out there, was the interim tight end coach in year one. Remember when Nebraska had to kind of make a shift there. Mentioned even Brett Maher, who did, as we all know, one of the best kickers in Nebraska history and one kind of a record setter in the NFL as far as being able to length of kicks that he was able to knock down over his career. So again, I'll throw it to you guys now here. I'm sure you heard about it each of the last couple of days. We, again, have hesitated to say anything about it because if we just talk about rumors that we hear on the internet, we could talk about it all day, but we won't sound very credible now that it's kind of officially out there. What are your thoughts on Eckler here? Man,
that kind of hurts. I think when you find a guy like Eckler, you want to keep him in your system. You got to make him happy. The special teams was dead till he got here. You had Mara on the staff last year before Eckler got here, and I give 100% all the credit to Eckler. His enthusiasm, his hypeness, his demeanor on the sideline is hard to duplicate that, and Nebraska will feel it in some kind of way. It just stuns me how quick he just gets here, and all of a sudden he's probably going to leave for a better, not a better job, but probably for a position coach job and a special teams coordinator at the same time. I think if you wanted him to, help, you could have let him help in some capacity to please him to keep him here. But at the same time, Matt Rule make all the judgment calls, so it's up to him at the end of the day.
Todd, what are your thoughts on the Eckler situation here?
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't gone anywhere yet,
right?
But obviously leaves the door open for speculation and potential of leaving. Some guys just don't like to stay in one spot too long. I think Eckler's been kind of a road warrior over the past few years he's been around, and maybe it just doesn't feel right for him. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he wants a defensive coordinator. Maybe he wants to work up to a head coaching job. Staying at Nebraska as the special teams coordinator, as good as he is, and yes, I would hate to lose him. Maybe that's just not where he sees the future for his coaching career, right? Our guys are popping in the portal every year. I think, the coaching carousel is, and once again at Nebraska, it hasn't been like, wasn't like that for so long. And now it seems like it's part of the issue, I think, as well as that trying to keep coaches around and getting the right coaches in. What's this, our third defensive coordinator in X amount of years?
Yeah.
That's tough. That's tough to really, create an identity and that kind of thing. I think Eckler, like you said, was the bright spot of Nebraska football. Definitely didn't lose any games because of our special teams, potentially won a couple, with the turnaround of that. But once again, the guy's got to do what's right for him, for his family, for what he wants to accomplish in the future, right? And maybe it's not just being, he's not content with just being the special teams coordinator at Nebraska. So,
yeah, and again, of course, this is his second stop here at Nebraska, coached under Bo Pelini as well. And there might be something to be said too as you work your way up the industry, is leaving places in a good spot, right? Where they do love you, and they, maybe opens up some things down the line as far as opportunities that will open up. Again, nothing official here. Mike Eckler, still as of now, special teams coordinator at Nebraska. But head coach Matt Rule went on the Zach Gelb show and talked about the rumors that have been out there circulating about whether another Big Ten school, USC, is kind of approaching him. So it sounds like, again, for on Matt Rule's behalf, and he kind of mentioned it is not just players in the transfer portal, the coaches. It's kind of at that point in the season. Of course, you can't cry when you go in. This is the coaching industry. Nebraska, of course, went and poached some coaches elsewhere. San Diego State specifically might feel like they were better off if Nebraska didn't come knocking at the door this offseason. So it happens. It's part of the adjustment. It certainly would be a hit for Nebraska. And now, could they pick up and have those guys learn from Eckler? Would they be able to kind of keep Nebraska's special teams going as it was this past season? Potentially. Again, you kind of have to wait and see for that. But it would be kind of a shot to, I think, at least the perception of the program, because as we were mentioning, that was kind of the bright spot along with Nebraska's pass defense this past year. And of course, the pass defense still, Andrew Marshall, some of those guys coming back, your defensive backs coach. So there's reasons to believe that could kind of move forward. Certainly didn't look as good at the end of the year. Now John Butler, NFL, one of the best NFL secondary coaches for years. Kind of heavily connect him to that. So the things that did go well for Nebraska, and Emmett Johnson, and especially, and some of this stuff could have been kind of out the door as we see it. But Nebraska, and again, it goes back to the conversations we've been having, that whether you want to call it a rebuild, a reset, retool, reboot, there seems to be some sort of reword that we should use to get this thing kind of turned around. Certainly Nebraska next year is not going to look a whole lot like the outfit that was put out this last year. Again, is that good or bad or otherwise? We'll have to wait and see. Building off again another 7-6 team, though, that did end struggling, and so maybe there was a need for a bit of retooling and moving around there. But again, nothing official here. We'll see if Coach Eckler is in the building for Nebraska. As of right now, still a Husker, but at least looks like he's being pursued.
All right, Bock, let's go to break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little NFL right quick. Got some quick questions for you guys, and then we'll let way to Jay Foreman and Austin Orman with Old School coming up next here on 93.7 The Ticket.
your year to win way more than bragging rights. At Warhorse Casino, your love of the game could earn you serious cash. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with cash prizes all season long, like up to $1,000 weekly, with your chance at $1 million, all while earning tier points and comp points every time you place a sports bet. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
At Anderson Ford, we have commission-free guides who are paid to give you a great experience, not make a sale, so you can choose the best vehicle for you. Right now at Anderson Ford, lease a 2025 Ford Escape for $222 per month. Experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 4003618. Lease for $222 per month for 36 months with approved credit. 7,500 miles per year. 5,000 plus first payment due at signing. No security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Plus take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 2226.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
Tired of asking what's for dinner? Nourished for Life has got you covered. At Nourished, they're a local meal prep company that delivers fresh, chef-crafted, healthy meals straight to your door. Made from wholesome ingredients and ready when you are. No shopping, no chopping. Just heat, eat, and enjoy every night of the week. Fuel your busy days with balanced meals that are designed to keep you satisfied and energized. Visit nourishedforlife.co to purchase meals and taste the convenience of home-cooked comfort without the hassle.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. The weather in the winter months is cold, windy, and as unpredictable as a tee shot on the 450-yard par 4. With top-of-the-line full-swing simulators and a PGA teaching professional, Back Nine Golf is there to help you improve your game and lower your score. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for members. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Back Nine Golf, your premier indoor golf and events destination.
It's the Nebraska Deer and Game Expo, January 16th through the 18th at the Sandhills Global Event Center in Lincoln. Come see trophy deer, hunting seminars, hunting and outdoor exhibitors, a 3D archery tournament, enter the blind giveaway, and more. The Nebraska Deer and Game Expo, presented by Whitetail Properties Real Estate, January 16th, 17th, and 18th. Learn more at NebraskaDeerandGameExpo.com and find them on Facebook. Come to the Nebraska Deer and Game Expo, January 16th through the 18th in Lincoln.
Winter is just around the corner. Is your vehicle ready? Don't get left out in the cold. At A1 Automotive, we prep your car for whatever winter throws your way here in Nebraska. For battery checks, to brake inspections, tires, heaters, whatever your car needs to keep you and your family safe on the road, we've got you covered. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here with Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and wow, what a year it was at Koppel. The Koppel family would like to say thank you for a record-setting sales year in 2025. Now let's start 2026 off with a bang. New GMC Sierra pickups starting at $12,500 off list or 0% APR. Also hot off the presses, new Terrain leases at $299 per month. That's right, $299 per month on new GMC Terrain leases. So please stop on in the store or online at koppelcars.com. Stock numbers G138852 and G16518. 2,500 down with proof credit.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to Bock the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. Bock, are we still giving away Bar 48 gift cards?
Yeah, we still got some.
All right, I got one question for y'all. We're going to give out one Bar 48 gift card to go out. Who has the most Orange Bowl victories in college football, Bock?
College football history, huh?
Yeah, college football history. Who has the most Orange Bowl victories in college football? I can tell you right now, Nebraska's number 2.
Okay, yeah. Thought that would be the easy pick there.
Yeah.
402-464-5685. If you know the answer.
Nope. Sorry, Axel Foley. Not Miami. They're number 3. Penn State? Nope. Nope. Axel Foley? Nope.
Yeah, still looking for it, guys. Here we are.
All right, 9037. Oklahoma has the most Orange Bowl victories. They're 12-8. Nebraska is 8-9. Miami is 6-4, and Alabama is 5-4. 9037. Send us your name and your name, and we will get the gift card waiting for you at the front up here.
Yeah, by the way, Bar 48. You get that $25 gift card. Bar 48 is Lincoln's newest craft cocktail lounge, conveniently located on North 48th Street. Bar 48 offers everything from cocktails, beer, wine, and so much more. Follow Bar 48 on Facebook to stay up to date on their live music performances every Saturday night. Make plans to visit Bar 48 on North 48th Street in the heart of the University Place neighborhood today.
You got it, Bock? You got his name up there.
Oh, yeah, okay.
All right, Bock, now let's go to the NFL real quick. We got like a couple of more minutes left before we get to Jay Foreman and Austin Orman for Old School here at the 93.7 The Ticket. Bock, let's rank the NFL coaching openings from the best to the worst.
Do we have to?
Yeah, we have to. Because it's 9 openings, Bock.
Yeah.
And you want me to start from the bottom or the top?
Yeah, let's start from the bottom.
All right. The 9th worst job opening right now.
The worst.
The Miami Dolphins.
Ooh, okay.
I think when you talk about a franchise that's probably lost quarterback to it, move on. They traded a lot of players. You don't know what's going on with receivers next year. The coach, is just the worst right now, Bach. Number 9.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it. You got a pretty good running back there. So as in everything, there's going to be a few good spots there, but I think they're fighting up against the salary cap with that Tua conversation.
All right, Bach, number 8. I hate to say this. Arizona Cardinals.
I'm just glad they're not last. Not a very good football team this
Number
past year,
7, the Cleveland Browns.
It is bad when you were listed below the Cleveland Browns.
Number 6, Tennessee Titans.
Okay.
Number 5, the Raiders. Number 4, the Giants. Number 3, the Falcons. Number 2, the Steelers. And the best job opening right now, the Ravens. Lamar Jackson, who would love to go have Lamar Jackson and coach him?
Well, it's interesting, of course. I think, too, if you're ranking that from ability to win right away, I think that's absolutely fair. But, it's kind of the opposite as far as expectations to win right away will be there on you when you go to Pittsburgh, certainly, but even more so with the Ravens. So I'm not sure. Some of these, it kind of depends on what you're looking for. If you want kind of a long leeway to draft your own quarterback and, kind of get a 4-year build, some of those jobs even lower on the card there might have more of an opportunity than the top ones. So I think you can maybe argue how you want to rank it, but I'm just a Cardinals fan trying to argue myself out of the bottom there.
All right, Bob.
So,
what else we got?
You think Harbaugh goes to the Steelers now?
Nah, I don't think he'll.
That'd be crazy.
If he's truly a coach, he wouldn't go to one of their nemesis. So
yeah,
that's just like Mike Tomlin going to the Ravens. You know what I'm saying? Like that'd be crazy.
But again,
but Tomlin stepped down. Harbaugh was fired.
Exactly. Yeah, Harbaugh might want some payback for that. Yeah, should have been treated probably a little bit better on his way out.
Bach, let's look ahead at the 27 NFL quarterback class. It's probably going to be a good class right there, quarterbacks. You talked about it earlier with Arch Manning, with Dante Moore, Darren Minshew, Julius Sands, Sam Levitt, Lenoris Sellers, and Brandon Sorsby. That might be the first time we could probably get 7 quarterbacks in the first round.
Well, we'll see. You got to watch how some of this kind of plays out, right? I mean, obviously, this past year, going into the year, there were a lot of names, the Cade Klubniks of the world, the Garrett Nussmeyers, that were expected to be top picks. So you got to kind of let it play out and see how it looks. But yeah, there's a lot of names in there that certainly could make for a good draft class. Which again, Jaden Mayava, throw him in there. That's what kind of makes the Dante Moore decision all the more surprising. Because he's basically a lock, and we'd have to see with the working out and all that sort of stuff. But at this point, felt like a lock to be a top 5 pick and the second quarterback taken. Not so much the case. Returning, kind of betting on yourself here. He will be doing. And again, same thing I've said about him or about Dylan Raiola when he transferred to Oregon. The same thing applies true for Dante Moore. You're going to have the better running backs, offensive linemen, wide receivers than the opposing teams you're facing against 85 to 90% of the time. So I think he can improve on those numbers, be one of those names, but it's a bit of a risk with that class coming in. The last thing I wanted to mention before you guys go, it's starting to make a little bit of news because I saw Connor Essien maybe being the source to break this out. We all saw Sam Hoiberg leave the floor, go to the locker room, was able to come back out. People were kind of wondering what that was. It appears to be that Sam had to go to the bathroom and take a deuce is what Sam had to do. So that is what cost Hoiberg maybe a few of his minutes. It happens. I mean, if your stomach starts rumbling, what else is there to do, right?
You're right, man. I've had everybody circle around me a couple of times so I can use the restroom right quick during the game. Sometimes you can't help it, man.
That's right.
You get so excited and things like that, but looks like just one of those guy things, man. Women have to use the bathroom. Men do too. just at the wrong time.
Yeah.
All right, 93.7 is the ticket. This is Bock the Blackshirt with Window World Wednesday with 2-time national champion Todd Euler. Euler.
Changed my background. I got my background for the Husker hoops.
Yeah,
now.
basketball. I like it.
All right, VJ Jr., we'll see you next week. Stay tuned for Austin Orman and Jay Foreman for Old School, only on 93.7 The Ticket.
At Anderson Ford, we have commission-free guides who are paid to give you a great experience, not make a sale, so you can choose the best vehicle for you. Right now at Anderson Ford.